from Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Brody Rod, Adam Bomb, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
And welcome to episode 550 of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. And it's 99 days till Election Day. Just putting that out there. Welcome back to another edition of our show. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw tonight. And it's kind of exclusively how the show is going to go. I know the last couple weeks, and let us know about the audio out there because we were experiencing some new settings. So if it's shitty, let us know it's shitty.
It's shitty.
Yeah, there's no video of Brian. There's just a white screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's what they're reporting so far.
Yeah, I'm not here. I'm not here.
Where?
It just shows your missed calls. It shows me, it shows Adam, and it shows Steve. Shout out Steve.
I don't even know how to fix the problem.
Well, that sounds like something that the producer should have done before the show, 3 hours ahead of time, huh?
Is that better?
By the way, that's Bionic Brian that you're talking to.
It is
Hello,
Bionic Brian.
everybody.
And the other voice you hear is Adam to the Bomb. Say hi.
Oh, thanks for introing me, host.
Hey, there I am.
No, I was going through my monologue. Is it okay if I introduce you like when I choose to introduce you?
I suppose.
Okay. Thank you for letting me do my show my way.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. So anyway, the last several weeks we have been kind of off the rails. I don't want to say off the rails. I kind of say on the rails. Talking about all the things going on in the world and the state of wrestling and hashtag Me Too's and hashtag this. And so tonight we're going to talk about Raw more than we might normally do. Obviously, we probably trail off because that's just kind of what we do. So before we jump into the topics, let's just kind of an overall here. And before we do the overall, let's go ahead and talk to our YouTube live chat board. Who's on there tonight?
Perfect 11's here. Indy Taker, John Estrada, Bomb Squad representative. Bus is here. Let's see. Soji. I saw Evan Wright. Stike Leather, Hall of Famer, of course, is here as well.
Okay. All right.
And Brian's here.
All right.
Via satellite. I'm remote, actually. I'm hanging with the Dark Order. They're trying to recruit me, so I'm kind of in that process right now. Just kind of like a waiting period. It's pretty cool. Yeah. What do you got? You got new gear over there? What's going on over there, Rob?
I redid the show, and I'm going to blame Greg for this. So I don't know how it's guys out there. Let us know as we go. Okay, so at Raw, my big question tonight, and I'm kind of shaking my heart now. My big question for tonight is how we're going to based off what we said. Now, you're not going to recap the matches by move. We'll talk more about the story. Tonight, I don't want to far from a fail. I think it was a step down. Step down from last.
That great.
Last week was.
Apparently, we can't hear Adam either. I can hear you slightly. That's why I said you can, but then apparently I had to go back into my cage, so that's what happened.
Yeah, the board's saying they're hearing none of this now. They miss out on my great analysis.
Good. Oh, Indy Taker's shitting on Indy Taker. Don't leave us.
Yeah, I'm
promise
sorry.
you.
This is my fault. I should have spent more time,
Yeah.
working this out. And I don't know if they can hear us.
They can't hear your explanation.
They can't hear me.
Say it anyway because it feels good.
Okay.
Now maybe we can use it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize. This is real shitty.
Oh, apparently they can hear me.
Okay. No.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah, Brian's there.
All right.
Well, I can hear myself just fine.
Now Perfect 11 is saying they can hear us.
Okay. And it sounds fine to me on my end.
Maybe it's just 11's fucking Turn your volume up 11.
Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, Indy Taker says it's fine now. Stike says it's fine. Estrada says it's fine. We're back.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
Back in business,
the podcast will not have had to deal with this. They won't. All right, so let's jump into it. Monday Night Raw tonight. Like you did a great point there, Adam. I said I thought it was a step down from last week, but last week was a step up from where they'd been. And you said,
and I just said very, very simply, like last week, the one thing that they didn't do right, I felt, was going on to the next challenger for Drew. We all suspected it was Orton and got confirmed tonight, but do they have enough time to play it out right for SummerSlam to make this feud be what it should be, especially if you're going to give the title to Orton? I do like both guys' promos tonight.
So you're going to jump right into the topics? You're not just going to do an overall?
I was saying,
yeah, wow.
But it's like a flip-flop. They did them right tonight because they did them wrong last week. They kind of did the Profits right tonight because they didn't do them at all last week. So there definitely was progression, but I don't know if either show was necessarily good because I don't know, some of it overshadows, not to get too into it, but like the Seth Rollins and the misuse of some of the other people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that's definitely a long-winded explanation that they do specific examples rather than a generalization.
Right. Can I give a generalization, Rob?
No,
is that okay?
I would like you to. Can you give me a generalization and not go into every topic?
I can. One of the things they did was they did kind of progress some storylines with whole like Nia Jax. I mean, and Shayna fucking Baszler, like the two of them, and Randy now getting in the picture. I don't know. So it's kind of cool.
Okay.
It's a step up. It's a step up from last week. Is kind of where I was
you think it was a
with
step up from last week?
I think it's a little bit of a storyline wise. Yes, it's a little bit of a step up. Drew McIntyre and Ziggler, they're pretty much done. So this was at least forwarding some stories.
Well, I mean, they were forwarding stories last week. They were creating new. Let's get into it one by one. All right, so here we go. I don't have a sound effect. Rob's big ass questions. All right, here we go. The big ass questions are brought to you by MarkedOutGear.com. Go to Marked Out Gear, get yourself a T-shirt, a coffee mug, a baby onesie. It's going to start getting cold in a couple months, so go ahead and get that hoodie that you were asking us for. You put in that promo code Marked Out, all one word. You're going to get 10% off your order at MarkedOutGear.com. And I think we still can do Smoke, the promo code Smoke. For what is it? Is 20% off?
It is.
Why would I even tell you about the other? Why would I even mention the other one if we have a 20% off coupon? The Smoke for MarkedOutGear.com.
Greg left that thing open.
Greg left it up there.
Yeah, it's there. Why the fuck did he do that? He was supposed to only leave that up for a week, but I guess it's still up there, so we have to honor it.
I want to fire him.
There's some good gear up there right now, especially at that rate.
My first question for tonight, that board, you can help us answer this as well on the YouTube live chat board or any of the platforms. My first question is, are we excited about Randy Orton in the title hunt?
The thing is KO has not been used right. Seth has not been used right. Drew has already gone through Seth anyway. There's really not anybody else in the contender line waiting. We've already seen Bobby Lashley. So, like, okay, we're going to do Orton because they want Orton to probably have the strap for when Edge returns. So Edge can take it from him to win the feud. That
was kind of my sub question for that was, is this going to lead to an Edge run? A reign, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the end game. Edge would probably face Randy at WrestleMania now and win it there.
Okay. Really, Brian? You find that disgusting?
Well, no. I mean, Edge isn't going to be back that soon. He's going to be back. Well, he's not going to be back by the end of this year, no?
I said WrestleMania.
Oh, WrestleMania? That's such a long time, though. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're going to keep Randy Orton, like, the top guy just so that they can wait for Edge to finish their feud.
I mean, you say what you want to say about Randy, Bryan. I mean, yeah, does he do today's style of wrestling? No, he doesn't. Has he been around for a while? Yes. Can we get a little tired of him? Sure, we can. Is he a record on repeat? Yes, he is. We talked about last week, gimmicks, just repeating himself over and over. Do you know what you get with him? Yes. Has he been overly pushed his career? Probably. Arguably.
And this could be a good swan song.
Well, and I don't think it'd be a swan song. I think it's
title run.
Right.
I mean.
But my point that I was trying to make there is, I mean, he's still very much championship material. If you can't believe Randy Orton as the champion, then who the fuck can you believe as the champion?
Yeah, and it's a good segue from Drew to legitimize Drew if this feud goes somewhere. If it helps out both players. Orton, when he gives a fuck, can still go. And he makes
Sure.
the other people look good. I mean, he is a good technician in the ring.
Yeah.
Call whatever you want. Yeah, he does, maybe his 10 moves of doom, but he is a good technician.
You know,
Yeah.
I see, Brian, I see the thing. I see kind of, like we all do. People get ordained, right? So you start to see this picture play out right now that, okay, so Drew's going to get involved with Randy. Randy's going to take the belt, and then Edge is going to get the belt from Randy because it all kind of fits in place, a la The Rock coming back, and it all kind of fit into place.
Yeah,
with
maybe.
Cena.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get caught in that. But I wonder if it's more of a fluid situation where the story arc is not 100% written, the direction they want to go. So tonight I'm watching Drew as champion cut his promo against Randy, and even the transition to when he was talking to Dolph, that was one of the better promos I'd seen him do in a long time. And I'm wondering if I see that, if somebody else backstage sees that, and they go, I know we got this idea of Randy and Edge, but maybe we can rework that with Drew. Edge still being the ultimate destination for the belt.
Potentially. But I guess what I was trying to say is that I don't necessarily have a problem with Randy being in the position that he's doing and everything that he did on Raw tonight, all the stuff that you just said. I think that maybe if they had waited a little bit, just so that there could be so Drew could have a more established run with the belt, and maybe they could elevate someone else in the meantime. And then when it's closer to Edge coming back, then you could push Randy into that kind of feud for Mania. I feel like they're just building it too soon. Like you said, if they're waiting to do this all the way till Mania, that's such a long time for Randy to be involved in the main event like that.
I think Edge could possibly be back at Rumble. Maybe that's where it happened or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
What their plan is? I think that the Legend Killer gimmick got brought back up because Edge was taken out. They had bookings with Christian. They're like, we can have Big Show,
and he would be the first.
Gaps.
He would be the first Legend to come back and
right and take triumph.
Right.
Yeah, he's the guy that's gonna finally take the Legend Killer down and not succumb.
Yeah.
Right, but Brian, I'm curious about what you just said. You said a long time for Randy to be in the main event picture. I mean, if he beats Drew and gets the title, however you feel about that, if he does, of course he's going to be in a main event picture. He would be the champion. I mean, you don't think Randy could hold the title for 6 months?
I think he could, and I think it'll be okay. But I feel like it's too soon to take it off of Drew. That's really what it boils down to.
That's the argument.
5 months, though. I mean, is it too soon? It's been 5 months.
Well, it's been 5 really fucked up months. Though,
and you also have to consider that.
So he holds the title just because there's no audience.
Well,
I mean, that can't be the only reason.
Yeah. So you maybe. Yeah, maybe it would be too soon, and I say it because if Drew's had it for 5. Let me fucking finish my point.
I'm listening.
If Drew's had it for 5 months and Randy was to take it and it did lead to the Edge thing at Mania, that means you'd have at least 6 months without Drew being back in a title picture, and then you'd have another year with Edge's reign.
So
that's a year and a half with him away from the belt. So, yeah, maybe the argument here is whether it's too soon or not. I think you can do both ways.
Here's the way I see that it's not potentially too soon, okay, because – you could do Drew and Randy all the way to Survivor Series if you do it right, Rob. You start off with this not having a clean finish. Randy gets himself DQ'd, or there's some reason for it to continue.
Yeah.
I could throw out 1,000 stipulations, doesn't matter, but have it continue. And have it go to where there's maybe a Team Drew versus Team Randy at Survivor Series as the final blow-off feud. And somewhere along the way, Randy takes the title because he finally has his little stable with Nate filled out, and that's what leads the Survivor Series of the Team Orton because it's his little stable, whether it's Legacy 2.0 or a new
who's in his
or whatever
stable. Who do you think?
What's that?
I don't know.
Who's in his stable?
He was talking to Angel and Garza, or Randy could have Bobby Lashley and MVP for a little while after Drew, and Drew go on to fight KO or do something on his own differently. He could even jump shows. Oh, we got another trade. Drew went over there, and he could fight, some of the guys over there to renew. Not just because he loses the title doesn't mean he's going to go literally to the back of the line.
Yeah. No, arguably. Okay. On the board before we move on.
On the board, let's see. A lot of them were talking about how they liked Orton as a champ. Orton and Drew will be better feud than the last ones that McIntyre's had. So, yes, Orton stepping up his game, so I'm interested. That's Indy Taker. Anybody better than Dolph? That's from Evan.
Oh, man.
Hey, fucking man.
Perfect 11 says you don't need Edge in the title picture at all. Not yet, but you know that's where it's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, Vince is really good about repeating himself, and you bring somebody. Edge had that Rock level. I mean, nobody did the Rock, but he had that Rock level return.
Right, and I mean, you have a new feud. You enter the belt. Something different. Oh well, they didn't fight for the title last time. And then Soji says, what I don't want to happen is Randy accidentally injures Drew with the punt unintentionally. Then Drew's off TV for a while. I guess that's kind of what Rob was alluding to. There's some way that Drew's just completely out of the picture.
Yeah.
I think Drew has proved himself, Rob, with his promo skills throughout this title run. Even if the matches and the feuds and the other party involved haven't held up their end,
yeah,
he's proved himself on the mic where he could have a keep it simple feud. I don't like you. Let's fight.
Okay. All right. Next question for Raw. Are we satisfied with the effort to create additional women's storylines outside of the belt? It has been something that we have talked about for, I want to say years almost.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's always so focused and concentrated on the women, just on the belt. And now last week we had Ruby and Bianca.
I'm drinking the Rob Kool-Aid of the subtleties here because we had, just like you're saying, what we had last week was away from the title.
Right.
Now we had another different women away from the title.
Shayna and Nia.
I mean, subtleties, whether you like it or not, at least it feels like they're trying.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, what if, like you said, like they had two completely different women last week. This week it was two completely different women. What if next week it's two completely, and they're just doing these weird one-offs? And I'm not saying what they're going to do.
They're getting them on TV,
in the devil's advocate,
Brian, in some sense, keeping the roster familiar with them. I mean, how many people completely forgot about a Ruby Riott? How many people have already forgotten about Liv Morgan? You know, Iconics were gone for a while after they lost the title. We thought they were going to get repackaged, and they showed back up as Iconics.
Right.
You know, I mean, you never know there. So, I mean, you got to get them familiar here. I don't mind the spots that they're in.
Yeah. Oh, plus, I mean, the spot shows, I mean, the spot appearances, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes necessarily as far as who has to quarantine, who needs to be careful as far as that goes. So, I mean,
well, since you bring that up, Brian,
knows, right?
You weren't here in the studio with us, but I was talking about this with Rob. It's tough with the booking right now, seeing all these people, all these retreads that are just getting thrown out there to get on TV because we don't have the full complement of the roster, both with, you know, all the layoffs, furloughs, and people that got released. And then also the fact that we have some people under COVID. I still believe that's where Apollo is. We know that's where Roman and Sammy are. They said flat out, I'm not coming back till there's a vaccine. You know, so, I mean, there's plenty of people who have taken themselves out, and there's others that we just are inferring after the outbreak of Flair was missing tonight. You know, his wife has it.
Well, yeah.
Was he missing because his wife has it, or something's happened to him?
Well, they fucking better. I mean, they shouldn't have had him there in the fucking first place. But now knowing that his wife tested positive, yeah, they should say for the safety of everyone else.
There's no sound on my end, FYI.
Okay. I'll work on it. For the safety of everyone else, yeah, what the fuck?
Well, and the other big thing, too, is, you know, they're not allowed to tell you who's got what, so you don't know their... and, I mean, anybody with a family and going home to them is putting them at risk. I get it. The board is shitting all over Nia, by the way. Nobody likes her. Soji, Bus. Bus says Nia went from hurting women, now she's hurting men. That shirt would not come off the guy. Brian, I don't know if you watched that part or were paying attention.
No, I was trying to... Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can. I
Okay.
don't know what the fuck was going on, but...
I had to change this stuff. Go ahead. Keep
Well,
talking.
actually, I could only hear the
Okay,
last
so
bit
answer the question, or ask the question again. Adam.
What did he say? He said, "Do I like Nia Jax?" All I heard was him talking shit about Nia Jax.
Did you see that weird spot where she tried to take the guy's shirt off and he got stuck in it?
Oh, that's a little petty. It's a little
no. It's it was funny to me. I'm not talking.
Oh,
like
it was
petty.
funny.
I'm
Okay,
not
yes,
insulting
I'm on
her.
board.
Like
Sorry,
the poor
I
guy's
couldn't
head
hear
wouldn't come back out of his sleeve.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm done with this.
Okay, cool.
What Where's my sound
Well,
effect?
I do want to. Okay, wait, hold on. I do want to add one more thing to it. Sorry, I got distracted for a minute. That I think I forgot what my point was going to be. Just me. Oh, that's Rob. Ha ha ha. Yeah, right. All right. So in NXT, when the men start to get stale, the women come in, and I think the show's actually better. I actually think the women make NXT better than what it. I'm not saying it's bad.
Well, they're booked well.
Right. Well, I think there could be something said about them as talent as well, Adam.
Well, the same talent when they go up to main roster is not booked well, and we've seen them all shine. So many of them.
Right. My point was that maybe more emphasis on the women's wrestling might actually make it a better program. I don't know. I could be wrong there. All right. Next question.
I don't know what we're about.
Next question. SummerSlam, Profit's best summer ever, or time is up?
We want the smoke.
Brian, what do you think?
No, I think it's going to be the best summer ever for them. Now they haven't announced it just yet, but obviously, SummerSlam is going to be at the PC. Like it's weird. They still haven't said that it's not going to be in Boston. Like, what the fuck do you think it's going to be? Like,
well, Boston flat out said they're not having it.
Right.
WWE
so
just has not responded.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that doesn't really have anything to do with anything.
Yeah, it's going to be the PC. Move on.
It's going to be at the PC, but yeah, I think it's going to be the best summer ever for the Profits. I think they're still they're gonna be the number one tag team on Raw. I think for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, well, I got a question for Rob here because Stike was talking about this earlier. He says that at least one match at SummerSlam, there's rumors is going to be cinematic pre-tape on the beach. Could it be the Profits that are wrestling on the beach or on a ship or on something?
No, I mean they already had one, right? They had one with the Viking Raiders. Like, what was it, last fucking pay-per-view? I mean, Extreme Rules.
Yeah, but the Ninjas ruined that.
Well, yeah.
Well, plus they were doing all this shit on Raw for like weeks and not wrestling.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're right there, Adam, and that's fine. But
I know Bus isn't right. He says Del Rio's going to cost the Profits.
Yeah,
and join Zelina's faction.
That's not happening. I fucking hate you sometimes. Look, so we had a conversation while the Profits match was going on, and you said, how many times do you think they're going to hold the belt? Like they have a ceiling.
Yeah.
Right. They're not going to be like other tag teams.
Not going to be 8-time champs.
Yeah, like Usos, New Day, who's had it fucking 12 fucking times.
Right.
So you say 2-3 times and then they're done.
Yeah, I say that because I don't see them staying together long term. Individually, if they both were on the roster for as long as some of those teams, I could see them getting 8 with other partners. Dawkins gets himself a new partner and keeps rocking in the tag division. Tez goes on in singles, and maybe Frankenstein's a couple titles. But yeah, I don't see them. I don't see them having that title runs. They're not changing the titles of the tag division, and the reason they're not is they got 4 fucking teams. They do. And only one of them's a heel.
Hey, you said that if they ever break up, you think there's a chance that when they do, you think they'll ever get back together?
Oh, I'm sure WWE loves nostalgia. As long as Doc is still on the roster. No shade. I'm just saying.
It's not unheard of. Zack Ryder,
Kurt Hawkins.
They eventually got back together.
Yeah. Hell, fucking Hunter and Sean eventually got back together.
You got to stop pounding the table, man. You're shaking all the cameras.
Shut up, Brian.
Well, what's his Titus and what's his face? They never got back together, did they? What was his name?
Fred Sampson?
No.
Byron, well, that's his.
No. It's a guy who looks just like Byron Saxton with different hair to me.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
It's escaping me right now.
Oh, he came out of the closet.
Darren Young.
Yeah, Darren Young. Yeah. They didn't get. I don't think
Sampson.
but that was a long way to get to that stupid little question. Okay.
Yeah.
Evan says they broke up and got back together.
Profits. Soji says Profits being heel champs. I would like to see that. Right now, I'm bored with them.
Ooh,
bored with them.
I think a tag team is inevitably going to end up joining, and this is where Rob and I were talking about joining MVP and his little group. You have 3 face teams in the Raiders, Profits, and Cedric and Ricochet. And you have one heel that is barely holding on to being together in Garza and Andrade.
Right.
And they're the heir apparents. I would love to see either the Profits take on and enjoy MVP's services, or Ricochet and Cedric do a heel turn. One of those two teams has to switch. It's not going to be the Raiders. They made them too comedic right now.
Yeah, but I feel like they could flip a switch where, especially with their gimmick, where you can give them a mean streak, and I feel like they'd fit right in. You'd really forget that like they were even doing all those fucking bowling gimmicks and all those weird random shit.
Evan just points out something. The team of Benjamin, Lashley, and MVP spells BLM.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not
That
saying
would be
that
a
like,
good.
oh my
No,
god.
yeah, that would be a good name. That would be a good name for them, just low key now to keep it relevant. It's three African Americans on the same team. Their initials would be.
But don't call them. You can't call them BLM.
Why can't you?
Why can't you?
I just don't think Vince would.
Shirt.
I'm not saying you
can.
I'm saying Vince wouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
Vince wouldn't. Yeah.
Vince wouldn't.
Well, no, he's letting New Day's doing their silent protest. Ricochet and Seth are wearing the armbands with the names we should never forget on them. So I mean,
and Soji says it's better than Hurt Business to call them BLM.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think Vince would be overruled by many people if he tried to put a muzzle on people like that, or try to restrict them in that way. Absolutely. So
Andy Taker points out, he says Ricochet can't cut a convincing promo to save his life.
Okay,
all right. With MVP, you wouldn't have to. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you're worried about Ricochet and Cedric cutting heel promos, you have MVP to carry them.
And I did say, when we were talking earlier, I said that they planted the seeds with both the Street Profits and Ricochet and Cedric when it comes to dealing with MVP. They had subtle conversations that they could go back to. You just don't know which one they're going to go back to, or if they do at all.
Yeah, MVP clearly sowing seeds throughout the locker
for
room.
the Hurt Business.
Recruiting.
And seemingly so was Flair and Orton at one point. So who knows?
Yeah, they were recruiting people for COVID parties. Sorry, that was rough. I don't know if I wanted to get back to this. You blew past it. You don't think the Profits are entertaining anymore? Are they? Have they dried up for you, Adam?
They haven't dried up for me in the ring. I still find their matches good, and I enjoy watching them. Their promos, because they haven't had a true foil. They were buddy the whole time with the Prophet or with the Viking Raiders.
You want to see them talk some shit?
I want to see them. Yeah, I want to see them get like tit-a-tat, have a little, bad example, but the mama joke. I want to see them really cut a promo. Like to go back a segment, Drew and Randy. It felt good the way they talked to each other. They gave. Back in the Street Profits, when they were the most entertaining, was when they would talk shit and downgrade their opponent.
Yeah.
They didn't need to be face or heel to do it. They just needed a good opponent.
Okay. 11 says they're entertaining, but there's not a lot of depth to their promos, and I think that's what you're talking about. There's no direction to them. It's just general fun.
And that's because of the whole Viking Raider thing.
And the best, what really put New Day on the map when they were first heels, was that they were talking mad shit about people. Mm-hmm. And once they got over on that, then they could just be playful.
Yeah,
but still talk shit.
And can I also ask too, what happened with Bianca? She came out with them, and then they just
and she did a segment.
No.
She did a segment
Don't
last
ask that
week.
Question. We want her not to be with them. Yeah, she's doing just fine.
Yeah, she had a segment last week. She wasn't on this week, but we always say we don't want to see everybody every week. So I don't know what the problem is.
As long as they play out her TV storyline, I don't see it going to a pay-per-view or anything. But whatever she's got going on with Ruby and Iconics here, as long as that plays out over the coming months or coming TV shows.
Yeah, she'll probably get a match at SummerSlam. They might push her to that, or maybe
no. But I wasn't talking about her just like individually. I was talking about her being with Street Profits. Remember, like when she debuted, it was a big. We
blew past that because we don't want that. Do you want that?
I mean, I would like them to acknowledge the fact that they were to get, or they have some sort of unity.
They debuted.
They did. It'll be revisited when they're single stars. She could be the wedge that breaks the Prophet up one day. I mean, there's lots to go there. You don't need to run that well.
Don't need it.
Look at how bad it was when Naomi was starting to get a name for herself, and
Right.
they threw her in with the Usos and instead of let her stand on their own.
And think about Murphy and Buddy Murphy and who is his tag team partner in NXT?
Austin
The
Theory.
Forgotten Son?
Oh,
No, they weren't Forgotten Son.
No, I'm
the
saying
fuck
the
is
other
his
guy
name?
was in the Forgotten
Oh
Son.
yeah, he
oh,
was.
Buddy Murphy and
Damn it! Why am I forgetting everything tonight? Anyway,
I know.
But the
'Cause
problem
he's
there,
in the Forgotten Sons.
Yeah,
Wesley Blake.
Wesley Blake.
Blake and Murphy.
If you think about
Weasley
back
Blake.
to them, you had Alexa Bliss as their kind of valet, but she was still wrestling. But her valet work overshadowed her wrestling in NXT. She did not
And
get the
she
push.
never held the title.
Yeah, she did not get the push that she probably deserved in NXT because she was so
Oh.
saturated in that role. And honestly, although I like Zelina in her role, Zelina is not untalented when it comes to being in the ring. So, again, you're overshadowing her in-ring skills for her valet skills. And with Zelina, it works, right? But with Bianca, you do not want to overshadow her skills as a talent by making her a prop for the Profits.
Like Lita when she started off with S.A. Rios and then went on to the Hardys. Eventually, she was no longer a valet.
I don't know.
wasn't
No,
just gonna
that's a
come
good
out and do
point though,
one
because
spot.
she had. That's a good example of mixing both of them, because she was
Yeah.
one of the top women's champions of all time in WWE.
Yeah,
but
that's
she
'cause
also had a
that's
relationship
'cause
with
she
both
graduated
of the
from
Hardys.
that.
Yeah.
She graduated from that, though. That's
But
my
she always
point.
kind of came back and forth. That's all I wanted to say. Is I just want to see them kind of go back to it just a tad. That's all.
Yeah. Hey, let me address Bus real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some inside information that you might never think you'd come across from me. But I'm gonna break my little rule here. Bus says I won't be surprised if Bianca leaves in 2021. I can see her going to Ring of Honor. I promise you right now, she's not going to Ring of Honor. I promise you right now, she's 99% not going to go to AEW. She's going.
She might go with Becky.
She is going to wrestle for a few years for WWE, have her success, and she's going to go start a family. That is what's going to happen. So, any thoughts you ever have of her going to AEW or Ring of Honor or Impact, get them out of your head now. Not even in the plans.
What about Stardom in Japan? Do you think it was in
Yeah, I
Japan?
don't think she's going to Japan.
Now,
well,
both
if,
says-
Trump,
now,
if,
yeah,
if Trump
NJPW.
wins, she
That's true.
might. She might.
Mass exodus.
Right. So anyway, all right, let's move on. Did Ali losing to Bobby bury Ali? And are you
Bobby Berry.
And are you upset?
I'm upset that they pushed it so quickly, Rob. I have no problem with him losing to Lashley. Lashley should probably beat him, especially if you're going to do one of those face chase stories. But right away, Ali came back last week. He just came back. And we're like, yep, you're going to submit. Not going to win clean or lose or some shenanigans. We're going to give you 5 seconds of shine, and you're going to lose clean to tapping out.
Do a full Nelson, no.
Yeah.
Such a shitty fucking way to submit.
Okay, well,
But I
Sorry.
mean, he could have fought anybody out there. He could have come out and had a little throw together. Hell, he could have had just a good match with Murphy. He could have had a good match with Alistair.
yeah.
He could have fought Seth and somehow stolen a victory and moved Seth completely away from this eye gouging Ray and Dominic shit.
Okay, I see. I don't think that he was squashed in the match. I think the 5 seconds of shine and then
It's
submits
exaggerating.
a bit, quite a bit. And I don't think losing to Bobby changes any momentum he has going. Number one, Bobby Lashley has been on beast mode for 6-7 months now.
No, he lost to Drew.
Okay, but he's been portrayed. That is the miss. I concede that. Take that out of the equation. They have been pushing him as a brute for 6-7 months.
They've been doing better with him,
They've been doing a lot fucking better.
especially
Mhm.
since MVP.
Fucking- Yeah, night and day better.
Yeah.
Right? We're
Yeah.
far away from Lana weddings.
Yeah, and you giving her MVP. We're far away
Right.
from that.
So
Well-
you have him lose to Drew, which I think was short-lived there. And I mean, people lose. I think we give too much stock to wins and losses as fans and trying to examine these storylines. People lose. Tito Santana lost all the fucking time. But you love Tito Santana. Everybody loved Tito Santana.
Hillbilly
Yeah.
Jim never won. I don't even remember him
Right.
ever winning.
He never fucking won.
Or Coco Beware for
No,
that matter.
yeah, Coco Beware lost all the fucking time.
Plus, wins don't matter in WWE. Remember, they don't have any kind of records or anything like that. It
Oh,
doesn't fucking matter.
Son of a bitch! I know you're being a smartass when you say that,
No, Rob,
He
actually,
totally is.
Grand
He totally is.
Metalik got his first win on SmackDown, and now he has a title shot for the IC belt.
Now, to
I
that
find it
point,
funny.
Shelton Benjamin has a title. He hasn't gotten a win since 06 before winning that title.
I find it funny Brian is a lifelong wrestling fan. And I would dare to say much bigger wrestling fan than you and I probably combined, Adam, right?
No.
Yeah, he even knows the bingo halls.
Yeah, you know the bingo
wouldn't
hall
say
stuff, right? You know
I
all the
wouldn't say
NJPW. You know, we're very commercial wrestling fans.
He created the wrestler or porn
Right.
star game.
But my point here is that, Brian, for the entirety of professional wrestling during your lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
right, and all the people you've loved prior to AEW, nobody focused on win-loss records. And it wasn't a big deal that they didn't. And now that AEW is focusing on win-loss records, now it is such a big sticking point for you, which is why you have the moniker of bias.
I don't know about that, but I do like what Perfect 11 says. He says Ali shouldn't be beating Bobby Lashley right now. He just came back, so you could argue that him losing doesn't hurt him because he's rusty. Okay.
It's a good point. All right.
You could say that, and he's just coming over here.
Yeah.
If he wins in the end, a feud with Bobby Lashley, and you're just making Lashley look like the mountain he has to climb, I'm fine with that. But I also agree with the other thing that the board said, for Evan said, Ali versus Shelton could have been a nice little feud. You could have built that a little better.
Could have.
Ali
led-
versus
and-
Shelton.
Yeah, I bet you they would put on great matches.
I don't know. That belly-to-belly suplex Shelton did tonight was pretty shitty on the outside. So just want to throw that. I mean, if you can't suplex a ninja, I don't know what to do for you, man. I don't know what to do for you.
Whatever happened to the big ninja, by the way?
Whatever happened to him? Right.
I don't know. Where is the big ninja? I have no
Did
idea.
you find out?
The question would probably be like, "Oh, he's not on TV, man." That's it. That's all I'm gonna get. That's all I'm gonna get. Yeah. Or I don't even know that dude. That's what I'm gonna hear. Bang bang. Okay. Why couldn't Sasha and Asuka have ended in a respectable fashion? Did they deserve that after two fantastic matches? Two fantastic matches. Did they deserve what I would consider to be one of the worst title changes in the history of professional wrestling?
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this message.
I
Wow.
couldn't agree more. You get a Roddy for that. This is just, I know you're going to save your friend. Number one, this is Kairi Sane's done. She's done.
Yeah, she tweeted out her goodbye.
Bye-bye.
So
Yep.
you have Bailey just beating the dog shit out of her as her farewell. Yeah, that's a nice farewell. I get the injury storyline if you want to say that she, broke her arm in a submission. Okay, fine, that's great.
Yeah,
But you also have Asuka running to the back. So why? So that these girls can have all the gold?
yeah.
So that Asuka can be forgotten about again? I don't mind Sasha winning, but just like you, I would have liked to have her beat Asuka.
Yeah.
Not Asuka run away and lose the title. And somebody disgustingly said on the board, Brian, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but that Sasha's going to face Stephanie at SummerSlam.
Oh,
fuck
no.
I think it
off.
was Stike. He said that he thought he got a little vibe from
No.
the whole shit.
Oh.
It's like we
no.
rarely jump in your shit, but that's shit jumpable right there.
Yeah,
That's no. Dumb.
Can I
Well,
just
hopefully I quoted
interject
him
that
right.
this one, I was a little disappointed with this one because I actually saw a spoiler. Actually, WWE, I believe, released it because there was a picture of Sasha holding the belt and it had her nameplates on the side. So it's like, all right, well, obviously they're not Asuka's anymore. They already got the nameplates for Sasha, so obviously she's gonna keep the belt, I guess. And of course, look what fucking happened. She has the women's championship.
Well, the Bucks still have their nameplates too, Brian, on AEW, and they're not champs, but you don't bitch about that biased one.
Bias.
No, she was holding the belt.
Yeah.
It should have said, never
Yeah.
mind.
No, at least it was completed.
That's true.
I thought he would bite back on that one.
Whatever. No, I can't argue with that one.
Mika Meach, what's up, buddy?
I don't understand why it's a big deal to let kayfabe be broken every blue moon, like legit.
Are you
Like,
talking about the eye shit?
no, I'm talking about. This is not one of my questions. I'm still on the topic, man. I'm talking about Kairi Sane.
Oh.
Why wouldn't it be acceptable enough to just do a promo video, a package of some of her past matches in NXT and WWE with a good music score behind it, and the announcement that Kairi Sane is going back to Japan and retiring professional wrestling, and she thanks the world in some kind of a video tweet? they play on Raw.
Or-
Why can't they just do that?
Or something real simple. She says, I'm leaving in a month. Here's my next 4 opponents I want to fight before I leave.
Sure.
You know, and they give her a series of matches, not just a vignette.
Yeah.
I mean, and you don't
But
have to worry about the booking.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to care.
You don't have to destroy her to let her leave. It's too common. I get when people retire, you go out with a loss. I understand that. I have no problem with that.
What about going to a competitor like she is? Isn't that worse than retiring?
But, you know,
I wouldn't call it a competitor.
can't you have some class, though? I mean, if people leave your promotion, you can't have class. I mean,
I was surprised Moxley got that treatment on his way out. He's the only one I know that got it well.
It's not like she's doing podcasts and shitting on WWE. It's not like she's doing tweets about how unhappy she is. There's no stories that she's leaving because she hates the promotion or how she's being used. The fact is, she wants to go home. She wants to go home and retire from wrestling at a good age. She's made some good money. Wants to maybe go start a family. She wants to go home. That is not something to be vindictive about and then have to destroy her at the end. Let her have a gracious send-off. She came to another country and worked her ass off for you for years.
Rob, Evan's got a point here, and we're forgetting last week.
Yeah.
Kyrie last week, her last official match, she beat the SmackDown Women's Champion.
Okay.
And then that SmackDown Women's Champion takes her out here. So when you put them together, I retract some of my statements away. She went out she beat a champ on her last match.
Yeah.
So I think you're 100% right. She deserved a vignette tonight, not just the beatdown takeout.
Right.
But in terms of the action, the physicality, I'm fine with that. They still should have maybe opened up with her saying goodbye.
And let me be clear. I don't think I'm just speaking. I am speaking about Kyrie Sane this situation, but I think that I'm making a broader point here. Is that one of the problems with WWE is the lack of acknowledgement of reality. I get we're supposed to be an escape from reality with their storylines. But, you know, reality, they have mimicked real life, what's going on for generations in WWE. And now all of a sudden, now they don't want to acknowledge. I mean, they won't even say the word COVID on the air, you know? Won't even fucking say it. I mean, the AEW, you'll be happy for this, Brian. AEW fucking acknowledged Moxley.
They acknowledged everything.
Acknowledged
They're like,
it.
Tony's not here tonight. He came
Wish
in
him the
contact.
best.
He doesn't have it
Mhm.
yet, but we're quarantining himself because he came in contact with people who did.
Right. So to me, it's one of the problems at WWE is the pure lack of connection with reality. The world is going through something right now.
Is it because of the connection with Trump?
It may be.
Absolutely.
I mean, 100% could be. I would not be surprised by that. But I'm just saying that's the overall problem with WWE is the lack of connection. You know, 9/11 happened. They acknowledged it. They acknowledged the shit out of it. And they used it in their benefit, to be honest. And I'm not downplaying 9/11. That was a serious fucking, I remember every minute of it. Serious fucking thing. COVID has killed 140,000 people plus. And you can't even acknowledge it.
That's just.
They got to be PC, bro. They can't. Then they're a Disney company. They can't have all that shit out there.
Yeah, they can't show love and heartwarming. You know, we at the WWE wish. You know, the families of all the. I mean, something, right? And I know we went from Kyrie Sane to COVID here, but I think it all plays into the fundamental, one of the fundamental fuck ups of WWE.
Yeah, but think of 2.5 Men. Charlie Sheen's character, when he left the show, he got killed. A lot of people get written off that way of a TV show. TV show's going to continue.
Well, going back to that with wrestling, though, you don't want to elevate the guy when they're going to be leaving the company, guy or girl, I'm sorry, when they're leaving the company. But
No.
Adam, you said Moxley, that's like a big exception because even
was the
he said
big
in interviews, like he was like, why the fuck are they doing that? He was confused. He was like, why are they announcing that if it's his last match? Remember that house show that they did? It was really weird.
Yeah,
They were just trying to juice all the money out of the Shield.
Now, let me acknowledge Perfect 11 on the board, then we'll move on. He says she's not retiring, though. She is in a year. She's going, this is her farewell tour in Japan. She is retiring. And if you wanted to make the statement for your own programming that she's retiring from U.S. competition or retiring in general, and just say that, using that as a kind of behind the scenes idea of it, you could do that. And then he says it's a TV show. When an actor left a TV show and they wrote their character off in a fond farewell, it never happened. They usually
just read that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was focused on something else. Well, let me address it then. This is a TV show, yes, but it's a TV show based in some sort of reality, right? We know these people beyond their characters. I don't know Rick Grimes beyond his character in Walking Dead. All I know is Rick Grimes. Wrestlers connect with us in and out of the ring. We follow them from program to program as a person.
Not so much now, but I get your point.
Yeah. So let me just move on here. All right. Did that one. So yeah. Okay. Final question. Did we need Murphy and Humberto?
Ninja, please.
Did we need them? Was there? Didn't the Dominic segment with Alistair kind of stand on its own? Did Humberto need to be put into this?
And how many times have they, in some conglomerate tag or whatever, had this? I feel like they're floundering a little bit with these other guys that they don't know how to get them on TV, which is why I like the rejuvenation of using the women in that time slot instead of Murphy pulling double duty here to get Carrillo on TV.
Yeah.
No. I mean, normally I would agree with what you said, but I actually don't hate it because at least they're trying to build new stars. I know that's kind of what they've been trying to do for a long time, it seems, but at least this is a new name that we're getting in there.
You need to put them in good storylines and have them occasionally cut promos to see if they're going to be new stars. Unfortunately, Humberto Carrillo does not have it when it comes to the promo.
No.
His promos, and I'm not picking on him because English is a second language, because there's plenty of other people that succeed in that. But he's just not there. He doesn't have the charisma. It's not the language barrier. He has no charisma.
Yeah. Even in a ring, people will say he's great in the ring. Okay. I mean, he's a gymnast.
Yeah, he looks pretty.
Yeah, he moves smoothly.
You say he looks pretty?
Yeah, he does. His moves look very fluent. When he does a flip, he seems to hold himself in air.
I don't feel aggression when he hits somebody.
I feel like it's ballet. He's
beautiful. Like a butterfly.
Yeah, I really feel like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm watching a ballet.
When I was watching this match, Murphy and Humberto, and I say watching loosely, but when I was watching this match, I couldn't help but think of what's his face from Insanity went over to Impact, Eric Young. I couldn't help but think of, I can't remember names tonight. I couldn't help but think of Eric Young saying, if you have a 3-hour show and you can't find 5 minutes for Aaron Young, your product is broken, right?
Aaron Young.
Eric Young. And that's what I thought of here. Murphy had a good role in the earlier segment. You did at least an hour total of recaps that you did last week. I mean, you were showing us recaps. You showed us last week at least an hour of them. And then you have a match between Humberto and Murphy, which there was already time for them earlier. You couldn't find anyone. You couldn't give Bianca Belair a match there. I know we said, not see everybody every week, but you couldn't continue that there. You couldn't do anything. And you want to say, oh, we don't have enough talent. Well, you're pushing Ricochet and Seth as a tag team. You couldn't right now at this moment split them up and had them be singles competitors to kind of give the depth chart a little bit more.
They don't need to split them up, Rob. They could just have Cedric come out.
They could have.
And just, Ricochet comes with him.
But Bobby Roode, I mean, I don't know if he's not showing up because of COVID or if he is, but you could have done something with him there. I mean, there's other talent that are there. I know we say it's thin right now because of COVID, and that is a true story. But there's other talent in the backstage area who are sitting on their ass while they're doing an hour and a half of fucking promos and a Buddy Murphy Humberto replay from the same night.
Ho Ho Loon.
Now, I think this is very important to say. I can't remember. I lost it over here. Oh, it's Indie Taker. He says, "What's great in the ring? Who cares about that? There's about 100 guys that are great in the ring these days," and he's absolutely 100% true. It's who can cut a promo and a storyline that we relate to. I always go back to the real Monday Night Wars. The reason it was won when Bischoff made that comment about Mankind is because everybody connected with Mankind. Everybody loved Mick Foley, the blue-collar hero, the same way they did Dusty a little bit, because he wasn't in the greatest of shape.
Yeah.
You didn't think of him as an athlete. He was an everyman to a certain extent beyond his kayfabe. And everybody's like, I want to see that. Not because he's going to put on a 5-star Dave Meltzer classic. They wanted to see the emotion and get into that.
And there was that factor, and then the other factor was the people that you wanted to be, right? Well, I don't look at Humberto.
Even who you wanted to beat, too. Who you wanted to see lose.
Sure.
Sometimes you tuned in to see someone lose.
But I remember back, watching Hogan back in the day, watching Razor back in the day, watching Stone Cold and Rock. These are people that I wanted to be, right? I wanted to be in their shoes. I want to be badass like them. I want to be able to stand in somebody's face and just, talk some shit. And what I wanted to be them, right? And Humberto Carrillo, is talented as he is, I don't want to be him. And I'm not like, I can't wait to see him. Adam Cole does the same moveset as, say, Roderick Strong. Adam Cole has bukus of emotion. He can deliver things to me that make me go, oh yeah, fucking baby.
Kevin Owens tells a fucking story in every match. Even if the opponent doesn't do their part, he's telling his part of the story. Keith Lee, I mean, come on, the reason everybody, chants for his name is because he connects with them. It's not just because he's agile and talented. Right. It's because of his ability to, quite honestly, give a sermon when he gives a promo. It feels like that, like, oh, everybody shut up. Shut up, he's talking.
And Brian, as a former wrestler, an in-ring talent as you were, I think you would agree that one of the better wrestlers in history are more known for making their opponents look good than they are making themselves look good.
You're absolutely right. I can't argue that at all.
Every wrestler I've talked to has said that is the most important thing to me, is that I make my opponent look good. Humberto Carrillo, and I'm not saying he's shitty at selling, Humberto Carrillo spends more time making himself look good. So, no hate on the young man. He's doing his best. He's making a living.
Soji says anything different. Get Ali and Black to team up so they can go after the Profits. Something different.
I don't want any more Frankensteins.
And couple others are shitting on, like, Bus says, imagine raising a kid and they want to grow up and be Humberto.
Oh, that's me.
And Taker says he wants to be Humberto or Ricochet, laughing my ass off. But he's right. I mean, I was entertained. I'm going to go back to Coco Beware. Thought he was a fun character. I enjoyed him as a kid. Not once did I ever want to grow up to be him.
Right.
Hogan, maybe, eat my vitamins, say my prayers, all that shit. Or Warrior, or even Savage, who was a heel for a lot of times. Never like the Coco Beware, and that's the level of Carrillo.
Yeah,
I still want to grow up to be Brother Brutai. He's pretty cool.
You should
You
should
want
do
to
that.
grow up to be the Ascension.
Real quick, okay. So let's get through that. I did have this. I wanted to play this for WWE concerning the way that Asuka lost to Sasha. Just real quick, this.
Not like this. Not like this.
All right, I missed my moment earlier, but I wanted to get it in there.
What is that?
Hey, real quick, let's do our SmackDown Minute. SmackDown Minute is brought to you by Brian. Who's it brought to you by?
Legal Speed.
It's by Legal Speed. You can go get Claudio's Cafe. It's dark roast coffee, but you can go to legalspeed.coffee/Claudio's Cafe and use the discount code markedout15. You could save 15% off of that coffee, but you can also save 15% off of fucking everything. So go to legalspeed.coffee/Claudio's Cafe and use the discount code markedout15.
All right,
Boom.
Brian, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, but you can always listen back.
That's okay.
Welcome, everyone. It is now time for the Friday Night SmackDown Minute. I present to you your host, Dan O'Brien.
This is your SmackDown Minute from Danable. Well, SmackDown was horrible like usual, but Bayley and Sasha opened SmackDown, bragged about their greatness. Cross came out with Bliss. Cross gets another shot if she beats Bliss. She does next week. Cross versus Bayley, title shot. Firefly Funhouse, is it Fiend's turn? I thought it always was, but now it looks like Fiend is back. I thought he was. Matt Riddle defeated Tony Nese. Then King Corbin came out. Yawn. Why? Don't know. Miz TV with Naomi. Another reason why. This is interesting, though. Big E backstage with Kofi. Kofi looks like he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. Big push for Big E. A possibility. 4-way for the IC title shot. Grand Malik, Shorty G, Drew Gulak, Lindsay Norada, or however you want to say that. Great match. Grand Metalik will get a title shot against AJ next week. Great match, actually. And also bar fight, yawn.
And that was your SmackDown Minute with,
the bar fight yawn at the end.
Yes. Thank you, Danable. All right, boys and girls, let's do some awards for tonight for Raw. And we're going to mix them up a little bit.
Write down awards?
Yeah, you were told.
Yeah.
So the awards tonight are going to be more of that, please. Throw it in the trash, between the bells, and push them, please. So let's start with the first award of the night. More of that, please. Essentially, your best storyline of the night. Adam, do you have a more of that, please?
I didn't realize it was just of the night. I thought we were doing like we did before with the week. So I wrote Big E singles run. Upcoming.
I mean, that's part of our show. So, yeah,
okay.
It works. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I put.
That's
Big
a good one. That's a good one. Brian, what about you?
More of that, please. I want Seth to just taking people's eyes till like the entire roster has no fucking eyeballs. That's what I want. More of that, please.
Somebody is determined to have. Yeah, I agree. Somebody is determined to have an eye patch.
Bunch of Taronga Leelas.
Vince, like, I need one. I need an eye patch. I need a goddamn eye patch in my life.
I should start wearing.
You should.
Oh, you
I
should.
should.
Will you want me to poke your eye out?
Yeah, please. I mean, I already have fake body parts, so I might as well just get another fake eye.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
already the man of metal.
We can rebuild him. We can make him
Yes,
better.
I'm like RoboCop.
I want to do the Peter Griffin version. Like we put $600 in him.
All right. My more of that, please, going to be extra women storylines. More of that, please. If you do them right, if you follow the model of NXT, more of that, please. You have
Times are changing.
Yeah. You have talented women on the roster. Push them. Okay. Let's see here on the board. More of that, please.
More of that, please. None of it. More of you guys. Get on the Patreon. That's from Evan.
Speaking
you,
of
Evan.
Patreon, yeah, go to patreon.com/MOWP and get yourself involved with some of our behind-the-scenes content, the stuff we don't put on YouTube, like our mark-alongs. You get to sit down while we watch other matches from the past. Very relaxed, not very formal like the show. We're very formal. Yeah. Got some pop-up videos to it. Brian does a great job of editing. Really good.
Greg does too.
I think you get those for $10 a month. You get the marked out videos.
No, so there's 3 tiers, Rob. We got the $5 tier will get you. You get to watch our pay-per-view reaction shows,
which I like
there.
our format for those. Yeah.
And then the $10 tier, like you said, gets you the mark along and the pay-per-view reaction. And then you go to the $20 tier. That's tier number 3. Gets you a free T-shirt from markedoutgear.com, and you can tell us what you want to see us mark along to.
How about that?
You get
Please do.
Yeah.
And just by the way, our horror show one will be up tomorrow. I know we were supposed to be up a couple days ago, but things happened at the dojo, so
we won't upload this podcast for Hitman to know that till like 10 more days.
That's true. Yeah, so we're just a little behind here.
I had
at
a
MOWP.
technical issue this week.
Yeah.
Well, so the fuck did I.
9-hour show.
It didn't end until tonight. Yeah, we did have a 9-hour show. We have to stream on all fucking night.
On the board, Bus, more of that, please. Choosing to watch baseball over Raw. More of that,
Not anymore.
please. Big E.
No.
More of that, please. Hot valets like Scarlett and less women's actual wrestling. That's from Indie Taker. Damn, man.
He's brutal.
Wow. Going in.
Okay. Next award is going to be Throw It in the Trash. Throw it in the trash. A storyline you just like to see go away. Well, I'll start this one out because mine's kind of violating my own new rule for this award. Something I like to see go away because apparently it has gone away. But the way you ended Asuka's title reign, stop fucking doing this to her. First she taps to Charlotte, and now she gets counted out as she's rescuing her friend because we've never seen anyone beat up in the backstage area at Raw and like survive, right? It's like, oh, how did she survive? She's not going to survive without me. Fucking come on.
But it is a title run too, so it's weird.
It's very weird. Adam.
Mine is can we get rid of taking people's eyes? Ray's lost 2. Dominic was threatened. Now Alistair. Is Alistair off TV? Is
This is the
what that
bad
means?
boy Joey Janela, and I couldn't
my
agree
God.
more.
I forgot about that. God damn it.
Yeah, thank you for that, Adam.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I used to when I used to do radio, one of the co-hosts on the radio show, Ace and TJ show, TJ terrified of fucking eyeballs. Like if you did like the eyeball thing, like he would like almost throw up. So just little side story.
There was a Friends episode about that too.
Some people don't do eyes well, man. Adam, I don't think is one of those, but I see that the boredom is in the eye.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the eye of the beholder. Oh, fucking
Heyo.
dad jokes. Brian.
Did Brian throw it in the trash yet?
No, mine's simple. Dominic Mysterio. I don't like this whole way that they're bringing him in. I mean, he hasn't even wrestled a fucking match, and he's already in like a big time storyline. I just
This is
throw it
Roderick
in.
Strong.
Get
I
rid of it.
approve this message.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Exactly.
All right, on the board,
On
throw it
the
in the
board,
trash.
throw it in the trash. Stike says Nia Jax. Indie Taker says Nia Jax. There's a theme. And Bus is digging at Brian. He says throw the Mets in the trash.
Well, what did the Mets do? Well, I mean, they blew a
Yeah.
lead, but whatever.
Evan Wright says, throw it in the trash. These fuck finishes that make people look terrible. They're getting closer to Russo, WCW 2000.
Bird 11 says fans in the audience need to stop chirping wrestlers during their promos. I'd get it if it was the main roster talent in the audience, but it just feels like NXT guys trying to put themselves over. That's why I did like the AEW. I think they do it much better because that's what it is. The guy's not wrestling tonight. They're gonna be out there, we're on TV.
Yeah, have them out there in character.
Yeah. Oh, when Spears and MJF were gambling, that was fine.
Great, it's fucking fantastic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, next award, Between the Bells. Basically your match of the night, Brian.
Oh God.
Battle with him breathing.
Yeah. No. You know what? I enjoyed. I'm gonna give it that tag match. Andrade and Garza and Cedric and Ricochet and
Yeah.
Viking Raiders.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a point on that one, and I'm gonna do mine. Is gonna be that tag match.
This is Roderick
Yeah.
Strong. I approve this message.
I get it
What?
right. Yeah.
Why did you get a Roddy?
Adam.
Mine was obviously minus the ending. It's Sasha and Asuka. Until that fuck finish, that was a great match.
I agree. That's why I didn't give it to it. You know, just
Didn't get a
the
sound
ending.
effect.
Yeah, ending.
You're welcome.
Board Between the Bells, Asuka and Sasha. That's from Perfect 11. Sasha might be the best seller on the main roster right now. She's on a fucking tear. She's putting out some real quality matches. Between the Bells, I say Lashley and Ali because it was a good match. That's from Stike.
I agree.
Throw it in the trash from Soji. He says Orton going for the title. He needs to start helping the new talent. Maybe he doesn't win it, guys. Sasha and Asuka despite the ending from Soji for Bell to Bell. Evan says match of the night, my depression from watching Raw versus my excitement for Wednesday Night Wrestling. Brian, I got to ask you a question. Kayfabe brother, are you Evan Wright?
No, that's not me. But I
that
can
last sentence is
vibe with
clearly a
that.
biased Brian statement.
Okay, so before
I paid him to say that.
before we go to the final award, the push them please. We're gonna do our Raw Grades awards, and here are your only options for the Raw Grades this week. Right? Only options are I'm committed, or I'll give you another week, or if I didn't have a podcast, I'd be out. Those are your three grades for Raw tonight, Brian.
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna go down the middle. I'm gonna say I'll give you another week, WWE and Vince, but don't fucking piss me off. Don't do it another. I can't take it. Right? I
Adam?
can't.
If I didn't have a podcast.
Wow.
Really? You're there?
Here's the thing, okay? Wednesday, I cram 2 good shows into 2 hours.
Yeah.
On Mondays, I watch one bad one for 3.
Yeah.
I could read the blurb like I do for Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
Or hell, now I got Danimal to report it for me in a minute.
Right.
Even better. I don't even have to read it.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go with you here. Mine's gonna be if I didn't have a podcast, I'd be out. And I take
You
my
didn't have a brother-in-law?
if I take my cue from my wife, whose family is on the show, right, in 2 different forms, and she doesn't watch. I just gotta say, babe, Montez did this tonight or Bianca did this tonight. You go, oh, I'll go back and watch it. But even she doesn't watch. So, got to follow the old lady. So, yeah, if I didn't have a podcast, I'd probably not be watching right now.
Mike says, I'll give it another week. Bus says, we've been giving it another week to WWE for decades now. Don't exaggerate, but it has been a while. If I didn't have a podcast to listen to, Indie Taker says. And Soji says, I can't believe every week I can't wait to see AEW despite their small roster. I don't think they have a small roster.
They have a wonderful roster. It's just the perfect size.
And Evan also says, if I didn't have a podcast.
All right. And final award is Push Them Please. I'm going to go Sasha. And I know you're going to say, well, she got pushed, she got the title. I mean, now. Every time she's had the title, she lost it in first defense. Right?
That's true. She never defended.
She's never had a title reign.
Yeah.
Titles. Never a title reign. Regardless of how you feel about the way she got the belt, now that she has it, now that the deed has been done, give her a run.
Yeah.
That's mine. Adam.
Sorry, I wanted to reply to you with Natalie and Maria. Mine is fucking Shelton Benjamin, man. I know Brian didn't like the belly to belly there, whatever. But
I said that.
The guy,
That was Rob.
cares. The guy's a good talent. I really like him. He sucks to a certain degree on promos. He's not the most entertaining. He can channel his innerland storm. The gold standard was really the only gimmick that worked for him. But when he was with Team Angle and Kurt was the mouthpiece, he was great. When he's now here with MVP and MVP's the mouthpiece, I think he's great. I think it's a good spot for him, so I like it.
Okay. Brian.
This one's simple. Shayna Baszler. I mean, I'm fucking stoked that she's on Raw again, on TV, in fact. But I mean, I feel like they dropped the ball with her. So at least just please push her. Continue to do what you're doing with her. Make her look strong. She's worth it.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. It's good.
On the board,
yeah.
Push Them Please. Big E, that's for Stike. Blade and Butcher, that's for Bus. Bianca, Liv Morgan, and Aleister Black for Evan. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. So that's our awards. And real quick, the awards were brought to you by PhoenixFit.com, FNXFIT.com. You go there, get all your supplements, your CBD oils, vegan or not, man. Vegan or not. Pushy. Oh, damn it.
What's in the box?
That's our
What's
safe
in the
word.
What's in the box?
What's in the box is going to be whatever kind of supplements you buy from PhoenixFit.com, FNXFIT.com. But you're not just buying them. You're buying them at a discount, brother. You're buying them at a discount. Marked out, one word, 10% off your order. 15? It's
15, Rob. It's 15.
15% off your order. PhoenixFit.com. You know what? A lot of y'all motherfuckers need to get in shape.
Go away, baby.
I'm telling you, that's
Go
pretty much.
away, baby.
Yeah, that's what it's come down to. So, PhoenixFit.com. Get your fucking ass in shape. That's not an approved tagline. That's my own generic one. So, look, we appreciate you hanging out with us. I know, like I said, the last couple weeks we've been talking more about general things, general topics. Hey, and if next week, if there's something really pressing that we feel like needs to be talked about, maybe we'll divert again from the more Raw-centric show. We're going to play it by ear every week. I thought this week, going into SummerSlam, the continuation of some new feuds, that it was a good opportunity to discuss what is happening on Raw. Love it or hate it, it's what we're doing. So, next week, if something blows up, maybe we'll fucking go on a rant for, an hour on whatever the fuck is happening. So, the winds change, man. They change. Final thoughts. Another week. We'll give you another week. That's all I can think of. We'll give you another week. When is SummerSlam?
End of August, isn't it?
Okay, so we got what? We got
August 16th.
4 weeks, something like that.
Not even.
August 23rd. I don't fucking know.
So
I'm just guessing.
maybe 3 weeks. So it's not the longest build you've done for SummerSlam as far as putting matches on the card, but we do have two. We have the championship match, Randy and Drew, and we have Profits, Andrade, and Angel Garza.
And next week they're gonna go bowling. Week after that.
All right. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping it's not a 20 fucking match
Stike
card.
says 4 weeks away.
4 weeks away. So we got time. We got time to build some shit. Let's spend this time, unlike Donald Trump with the stay-at-home order, not doing anything to get us fucking out of it when it was over. WWE, you've got time. You've got a month. Build your storylines for SummerSlam. Stop fucking around with all your recaps from weeks past. I want to know what's happening next.
Now
And next. I don't give a shit about what happened last week. I watched last week.
Perfect 11 had a good thing. Like, why don't the announcer just say, "Here's a YouTube link if you want to go watch it"?
Sure. Why not?
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Why not? And if I didn't watch last week WWE, it's because I didn't fucking want to. So now you're making me watch shit that I didn't want to watch in the first place. So fucking just shove my face in it. Whatever.
The Big Show recap, Evan says.
They got you. Yeah.
Fucking got us. All right. Love you guys. Don't forget to below the video on YouTube or any of the other streaming areas. Make sure you subscribe and you hit the bell. You like us. You leave a comment. If you're on iTunes, make sure you rate and you review us. And 99 days to the election, possibly the most important election in our lifetime. And wear your mask. Wash your fucking hands. Everybody be safe. See you next week.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by You Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.